Etsy quietly changed their algorithm this year, and now it's basically governed by artificial intelligence. Instead of matching keywords like Christmas gift or wall art, Etsy is now looking at how buyers behave, what items they favorite, what items they put in their cart but maybe don't buy, what they click, and what they actually do buy. So while your titles and tags still do matter, it's not the only thing driving traffic. And here's the wild part. Over 20% of Etsy's referral traffic comes from ChatGPT. That means people are typing in search queries into ChatGPT, find me a meaningful gift for my mom. And AI is choosing what listings Etsy chooses to show to you and what listings don't get shown to you. So if your SEO listings for Etsy still sound like a robot, like mine do, they're basically invisible. Today, I'm gonna duplicate my best-selling items. My strawberry lake print, my hand pillow sewing pattern, and my brain art print set of 3. Then I'm gonna use ChatGPT to rewrite my titles, my descriptions, my tags, and see what happens. I will show you the prompts that I'm gonna use, and I'm even gonna include them in my description box below. And this isn't just about chasing the algorithm. This is about artists figuring out how to live in this new AI-driven world. This is about us being able to survive in this new landscape without losing our creative voice. Because I don't want to turn into a machine in order to sell my art. But at the same time, I also don't want to be left behind. So let's find out if ChatGPT can actually future-proof my Etsy listings. And I haven't updated my titles or my tags in about 2 years, so I think it's time, especially now that AI is a thing that everyone is using now. Let's get into it. I have ChatGPT open, and just so you know, I have ChatGPT 5.1 and I am using extended thinking. You can set it to standard, but I don't mind waiting a little bit longer for it to figure out the more complex questions. I have my brain art set print of 3, so I'm going to update this. And then I also have my strawberry lake risograph print, and then also my hand pillow sewing pattern right here. But I'm going to first start with the brain art print set of 3. So that is what I'm going to do. So here I have what I made years ago, and I haven't updated this listing, and I am going to edit. Then I'm going to copy it so that I'm able to show you side by side what the copy looks like and what the original looked like. And then here is where I have my prompt. So in the separate Google Doc, I made my prompt here. Help me optimize my Etsy listing for Etsy's new behavior-driven algorithm. Show me how to position for engagement, signals, mobile personalization, and ChatGPT discovery. Rewrite the title, tags, and description for this listing to create engagement and generate sales. I'm uploading a document that has my current title, tags, and description. Read over what I have and give me your optimized title, description, and tags. And so what I have here in these other Google Docs is I made a document that I just copy and pasted the link to the exact listing. I have my current title, I have my current description, and I have my current tag. So I did that this is for the human brain art set, this is for the risograph print of the strawberry lake, and this is for the hand pillow pattern. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'll keep this open in another window. I'm going to input my prompt. So I'm going to copy and paste and then put this here, and then I'm going to add a file. So I am going to add a file. So this is for the brain art set, and then I'm going to let it do its thing. Ooh, okay. So it gives me like an overview of how it's coming up with what it gave me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a lot shorter than what I currently have. And I do like how the description is a lot more emotional now. Love that. Okay, and let's look at those tags. Some of these tags I can tell they're not going to fit in the character limit, so I'm going to have to divide these up. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to copy and paste the optimized title. So I'm going to copy this optimized title and then go back to the copy. So it is a lot shorter now, okay? And then I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna copy and paste the optimized description. And I see that the formatting is a little weird now that I copied and pasted it, so I'm not gonna make you watch while I fix the formatting. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so I just updated the formatting in the description, and something that I also did was I included links to my other artwork that would make sense to direct people to from this listing. So I also included my framed version of this, and then my custom art version, and then also the larger versions of this print that I make. So the description looks good, and now I'm gonna go down to the tags and I'm going to delete what I currently have, and I'm going to upload what ChatGPT said to do. So now I have updated my tags and my description and my title. So let's look at this side by side with the original just to see how it looks. Now I'm not updating the photos. I might save that for another video. Okay, so over here is the new one, and then over here is the old one. So the new title is a lot shorter. The previous rule was that you would want to use all 140 characters to fill up the title, but I'm just going to try it for this listing. And then let's see, scroll to the top. And now that people are using phones to look at listings a lot more, that first few words and the first few sentences are a lot more important, and I kind of like the new one a little bit better. It's a little bit more emotional. So this is what ChatGPT suggested, and then this is what I had before. I still do like how I had these little emojis just so it's easier for people to read, but I'm just gonna experiment with this here. Then let's look down at the tags. The tags that ChatGPT gave me is just a lot more words in each opportunity for a tag. So hopefully that increases the visibility of the new listing. I am going to publish with changes and then see what happens. Next, we are gonna do the same thing to my sewing pattern bundle for my giant and mini hand pillows, and I am really excited about this. This was a passion project of mine that I did, and I learned how to make this digital product, and I'm so proud of myself. I did the thing. I made this listing about 2 years ago, and I am ready to update the titles and the tags and the description. I'm going to scroll down and input my prompt, and then I'm going to add the information that I have for that hand pillow sewing pattern. So upload that. I am now going to let it think and figure out what the best titles and tags will be. So let's go. This is the optimized title. I know it sounds pretty similar to the one that I have. Oh, I like that. Sew your own giant hand pillow. I like that. Okay. Yes. I love how it figures out that it's a fun, silly thing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. And it knows to put the links. Okay. And optimize tags. Again, like this tag will not fit in the character limit. I will have to chop it down a little bit. Let's go back into this sewing pattern. I'm going to copy this. So this is the original one here, and then this is the copy. So it says the optimized title is this, and I know it's pretty similar to what I currently have, but it is a little bit different. So here in the description, I will copy and paste. And I know when I copy and paste, it kind of messes with the formatting a little bit. So I will quickly update the formatting, and I won't make you watch all that because it's boring. So I updated all of the formatting issues. And then now I'm going to go down to the tags, and I'm going to delete the tags that I currently have. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the ChatGPT query that I had, and then I'm going to upload this. So this is my original hand pillow listing. So here is the copy. So the title, again, is pretty similar, but a little different. And then let's go down to the description. I was really happy with the description that ChatGPT made. I think it makes a lot more sense and is a lot more fun. So let's look at the first few sentences, the first words. Sew your own giant hand pillow, fun, beginner-friendly PDF pattern. I think that is more punchy than what I currently have. I love that it is like a call to action, like sew your own thing. Okay, and then let's look at the tags. Hand pillow, okay, hand pillow sewing pattern, similar, hand-shaped, pillow PDF. They're not wildly different, but who knows, maybe this might give a boost. Let's see how this goes. So I will publish with changes, publish. The last listing that I am going to do is the Strawberry Lake risograph print, and I am going to do the same thing. I am going to go to my prompt, copy and paste my prompt one last time. I am going to go into ChatGPT and upload it there. I'm going to plug in my document right here. And so again, it is going to read the document and I'm going to let it think. This is what it came up with for the title. Fruit wall art, I like that. Abundance, summer decor, gallery wall. I like that because it is a rather small print, so it would be good for gallery wall. Optimized description. So let's go back and do the same thing where we update the listing. So I will go under edit and then click copy. And so now I have the original and the copy side by side. And I'm gonna keep this window open here. Let's put in their optimized title. It is a little different. Somehow when I was doing my keyword research for this, they said that strawberry paintings are a lot more discoverable than strawberry prints, but things have changed. So I'm going to update that. Fruit wall art for kitchen, nursery, abundance, maybe just summer decor. It's interesting. It says that it's too long, but this is what ChatGPT said. So I'm just going to try it out and see what happens. And then I am going to copy and paste the description. And then I'm going to spend some time to fix the formatting. I didn't change too much. And then let's go down here and update the tags. Okay, so I have all of my tags here and I'm going to publish with changes. Publish. So I've updated my top 3 best sellers and I'm gonna let these run for 6 weeks and we'll just see where it goes, and I will make an update video where I'm comparing the original listings compared to my new listings. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit complicated. Etsy has always been a place for handmade things, so they say, although I would say I've seen a lot more businesses using drop shipping methods on Etsy, which is definitely not a handmade thing. Yeah, a lot of people would say that Etsy has gone downhill and is not a platform actually for artists anymore, but that's another discussion for another day. But in the beginning, Etsy was a platform for artists and for people who were actually making their own things by hand, but that is changing fast. In the last few months, Etsy has actually updated its policy to allow AI-generated art, but only if the seller plays a clear creative role and is transparent about their process. And while this sounds great, there's no actual way that they could enforce this. How can Etsy tell if a print was AI generated or hand drawn, or if someone used an image generator and just changed one color? And the algorithm that Etsy uses doesn't necessarily care. It only sees engagement. And ultimately, Etsy is a business. So what they are looking for is work that sells, whether it's AI generated or handmade. I use AI. I use ChatGPT to help me come up with the titles for these YouTube videos. I've used Night Cafe to create concept art for some of my prints. I use Descript to edit these videos. And I'm not trying to replace the actual making part. I'm just trying to figure out a way to survive this new landscape that we're living in. Maybe the Etsy policy isn't perfect, But I think it's a reminder that transparency to the customers is really important. And I think that it's important to tell people, especially in those listing photos and in the listing descriptions, that this actually is a handmade product. If you are someone who is making things with your hands, you can have images of you touching the clay or painting or making these little polymer things. So you have the power to communicate to the viewer that they are purchasing a handmade thing, because I think there will be a market of people who do not want to buy AI generated things. Show your process, tell your story, because people crave this. AI has really helped my process, but it does not define my process as an artist. It has expedited some parts that are really boring and not fun or creative, because many aspects of owning a business are not creative. And if we use AI to support rather than substitute the most creative aspects of our business, that's where the authenticity and the human connection can really pull through. So I'm gonna have these new AI optimized listings run for about 6 weeks. And then I'm gonna track how they do, and then I'm gonna make a follow-up video about how they perform compared to the listings that I made with the old model. And in the meanwhile, if you want to try out the prompts for yourself and your own Etsy listings, I have those prompts in the description box below. Let me know what you think about them and how they're working for you and your products. You can copy them and tweak them and see what happens. If you are a maker and an artist and you feel overwhelmed by all these changes with AI, you are not alone. Don't let this stuff scare you. Artists have always adapted to new technologies, whether it's a new algorithm, a new trend, a new tool. Artists always find a way to work with whatever history presents to them. So this, I feel, is something we can work with. We can work with, and you got this. You watching this video right now, you got this, yes. You can do it. So if you found this video helpful, then let me know. How are you using AI in your workflow? And watch this next video about my top 36 tips on how to sell on Etsy and all the things that I've learned over the 10 plus years of selling on this platform. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.